I'm involved in SEED, the Student Stock Investment Organization, as a lead analyst, an executive member of Castlegar with the men's and women's basketball programs, and the German Club of Virginia Tech. It is my privilege and honor to present the fourth recipient of the Alumni Distinguished Service Award to Dr. Jim Watkins. Please join me now in watching a short video about Dr. Watkins.
Whether it's his smile, unassuming nature, or the love he shares for Virginia Tech, Jim Watkins is a man most never forget.
He made it his business to introduce himself and to make sure he knew the folks here who were working, especially with African American students.
Barbara Pendergrass first met Jim at a Black alumni reunion.
And I was just really impressed with his interest and his commitment, because he volunteered also to provide support, mentoring support for students, currently enrolled students.
Jim, a 1971 alumnus, came to Virginia Tech in 1967. He was among the first Black students to attend the university at a time when they weren't always welcomed.
When he came through Tech, it was a different time, and he probably endured things that I would not understand, but he got through it, and he graduated, and he's stayed active and has loved Virginia Tech over the years and has helped us. I mean, Jim is responsible for helping us build the Black alumni group, helping us get the Black alumni reunion started.
This speaks volumes to me about Jim, about his personality, about his ability to persevere, even when others are intentionally putting obstacles in his path.
Jim not only persevered, but persisted to promote the university to other students pursuing college. He proudly watched his grandson graduate last year.
He's a trailblazer. He came and he opened the doors for so many other students to come. He came here and excel. And he did not become bitter by the experiences that he had, by being excluded, by being shunned, but has continued to support the university, sent his grandson here, and is just so proud of that, and continue to be a mentor to students.
A long list of accomplishments in his profession, yet he found time for Virginia Tech, and he always came back, and he always was willing to support us as we navigated difficult terrain and tried to figure out how to engage different groups of alumni. Jim was there for us, and you know that's super important to Virginia Tech to have a person like Jim, and so this award is so very well deserved.
Yeah. Oh man, look at him.
Congratulations, Dr. Watkins, and thank you for creating the program that helped to get me here at Virginia Tech. Would you please come to the stage and say a few words?
Well, I'm going to have to start, good evening everyone, I'm going to have to start as my classmate from 71 started with the same thing, 55 years ago. My father brought me here as an 18-year-old kid, and it was at that time, it was the furthest I'd gone away from Newport News and my all-black high school there. And as it was said in the video, I could list probably quite a few things about being here from the 67 to 71 that I would consider somewhat like lemons. They were like lemons. But then that brought me to where I promised my wife I would stick to what I wrote here and not go above that, to this, to the proverbial phrase that we quite often hear is that when life gives you lemons, we make lemonade. But I looked through that and thought about that quite a bit with regards to what I was going to say tonight, and I realized that if somebody was just squeezing a bunch of lemons and we put it in some water and we tried to drink that, I don't think we'd like it. So really, the lemonade really comes from the sugar and the things that sweeten the lemons. So this is what I would like to bring to you now. I would like to say, I want to focus on Jim Watkins being lemonade. And the lemonade that I've become supersedes those situations in the 1960s, as evidenced by this Virginia Tech watch I'm wearing and Virginia Tech tie. I have now 2 Virginia Tech rings, one for the class of 1971 and one, the Irvin Pedro ring from the class of 2023 that was presented to me last year. I look across the room at the attendees here tonight and I can list those examples of sweeteners that helped me while I was here. First of all, and he's going to get me for this, but I was blessed to have received in O'Shaughnessy Hall the perfect roommate for my freshman year. Don't worry, Larry, that perfect isn't going to Mr. Larry Trower. He was someone who enabled me to lean on him as much as I could for support through that first year. Of course, I know that Tech helped him a lot too, because he met his Hokie wife here and they're celebrated 52 years in marriage. They have celebrated 52 years. One of the most valuable sweeteners is the one that enabled the atmosphere here at Tech to become so much better. That was the formation of a chapter of Grew Phi Grew Social Fellowship Incorporated, which became the first African-American organization on this campus, as well as becoming that organization's first chapter on a predominantly white campus. This organization provided a social life for most of the black students on campus until the late 1980s. Another Virginia Tech Grew brother is present here tonight with Larry Trower as my Grew brother, and that's Dr. Billy Kennedy, and some of you may know that he was the Secretary of Education for the state of Virginia a few years back. One of my guests tonight is actually Mr. Irvin Pedro. In 1953, he became the first black student to attend Virginia Tech. Mr. Pedro, would you stand for a minute for me? Because I would like to applaud you for myself. I applaud you for myself and the thousands now that have followed you. Watching Mr. Pedro receive one of Virginia Tech's honorary degrees in 2016 was another big dose of a sweetener for me. Of course, the ultimate sweetener for this now delicious lemonade that stands before you is that was the education that I received at Virginia Tech, because it prepared me for dental school and my chosen career. My list of guests here tonight includes a fellow high school classmate, college classmates, dental colleagues, friends, patients, and golfing buddies. And last but not least, there's my family. I have cousins here from my birthplace in Reidsville, North Carolina. One of my 3 brothers is here. One of my 2 sisters is present with her husband. I have 2 sisters-in-law present with their respective husbands. And of course, I have my wife of 46 years, Hardini, is here. Ironically, she was a student at Virginia State University in 1968 when 5 other Tech students and I were on her campus pledging Grew Phi Grew so we could bring a chapter to Blacksburg. I did not know her at that time, as we met when I was a student at MCV Dental School in Richmond, and she was a graduate student at the MCV School of Science getting her master's degree in medical technology. I was exceptionally pleased that both of our kids were accepted to Virginia Tech. And the one lemon I'm going to mention is that I was so disappointed that neither one came. But as you saw in the video, our grandson, DeAndre Watkins, who's here tonight, received an academic scholarship in 2017 and graduated from Virginia Tech with dual degrees in psychology and criminology with the class of 2021, exactly 50 years from when I graduated. Our dental hygienist daughter, Davida, is present tonight. Yes, she didn't come to Virginia Tech, but her husband, Matt Jackson, electrical engineering, Virginia Tech class of 2005.
Yeah.
All those additional Hokie sweeteners, the lemonade, up frozen. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Watson, and to all of the recipients, what an amazing group of people.